Hello students, in the previous lecture I told you about area. Now let us do volume. Volume can be evaluated by using triple integration. We can find out the volume of tetrahedron. We can find out the volume of a sphere by using spherical coordinate. We can find out the volume of ellipsoid. So let us do this ellipsoid to understand the concept. Now ellipsoid we all know it is like a rugby ball. So instead of taking it as a whole, I will take only one quadrant. Now the sphere and ellipsoid, we can start thinking in the same way. Like suppose for a sphere, you have a watermelon. If you cut it from the center, you will have two parts. Now if you make a plus on the top part, you will have four parts. Same way down also you will have four parts. So total eight parts. Same way ellipsoid means a rugby ball. If you imagine we are cutting from the center, then the top part I am making a four parts, bottom parts four parts, so total there will be eight parts. We are taking one part and writing limit for that, and overall integral I will multiply by 8. Okay, so the volume of ellipsoid will be 8 triple integration dx, dy and dz. Now how to see the limits? First, the limit of z will be understood as 1 minus x square by a square minus y square by b square. C will go up and under root, right? Then I will go into the other plane and put z is equal to 0. Then I'll get the limit of y, and then when we put y is equal to 0, I will get the limit for x. So the limits will be like this. So this expression will give me the volume. 8, 0 to a, 0 to b under root 1 minus x square by a square, 0 to c under root 1 minus x square by a square minus y square by b square, dx, dy, dz. First limit is a limit for, if you observe x and y are sitting, means it is a limit for z. So first I should integrate with respect to z. So this dz should be placed first. Okay. The second expression has x in it, means it is a limit of y. So obviously the third one is the limit of x. So that is how you should understand dz, dy and then dx. That will be the order of integration. Now first when I integrate with respect to z, I am left with only z dx dy and you put the limit. So my expression will be this. Okay. Now I need to integrate this with respect to y. I have kept dx here because it will be a constant. I have to constant limit it has, so I have to deal it at the end. Now I need to integrate this. To simplify this, I will put this as some other constant and I will try to bring the formula of under root a square minus x square to integrate it, right? So what substitution I will take? I'll put it like this. See, C I can take common and I have put alpha is equal to B under root 1 minus x square by a square. So this question will get converted into under root alpha square minus y square. So now I can apply the formula, standard formula of integration under root a square minus x square. So when you apply the formula, what you will get? See, y by 2 under root alpha square minus y square plus alpha square by 2 sine inverse y by alpha. Now put the limits. When you put alpha, this term will become 0. And when you put alpha here, sine inverse alpha by alpha means sine inverse 1. Sine inverse 1 means pi by 2. So pi by 2 alpha square by 2 and 8c by b. So what I am left with? Now I am left with this. I have substituted the value of alpha again. So I am left with this. Now you have to integrate with respect to x. Integration of 1 will be x and integration of x square will be x cube by 3. And then we will put the limit 0 to a. So what you will get now? Now you will have this expression. Integrate it and then you put the limits. The moment you put the limit, you will get 4 pi ABC by 3. So by using the same concept, you can find out the volume of a sphere. It is easy to handle sphere if you take spherical coordinates. You can do it exactly in the same manner, but it will be lengthy like this. So better to use spherical coordinates. Then you can find out the volume of a tetrahedron also. That is also very important and very easy concept. So this was all about volume. In the next session, I will discuss about beta and gamma function. Thank you very much, students.